Mark Bradshaw had how many points and shot what for what from the field? Coming up in 40 seconds. Stay tuned. Welcome back to another episode of Bowie State Sports Talk. I am your host, Shayla Sims. Before we get started with the video, with the episode, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Don't be stingy. That's all I ask. All right, let's get started. The Lady Bulldogs are now 2-2 on the season. Before we get to that recap of their last two games, their first weekly award for the CIAA was given out last week. And the player of the week last week went to no other than Anaya Harris. After the first week of basketball, she averaged the most amount of points in the CIAA, the women's CIAA, with 18.5. She will be averaging, like 21-ish points if she can hit free throws. But that's not here nor there. That's not here nor there. Last week, she also had a 23-point game. And in that 23-point game, she had 5 steals in the game last week. So that's why she won player of the week easily. That's when B. Eula O.D. Young. I was practicing that name. I got it right. B. Eula O.D. Young won Defensive Player of the Week. She had 16 rebounds in the 2 games combined last week. And she had 3 steals versus Shippensburg. All right, back to this week games that just happened. The Lady Bulldogs, they traveled down to Delaware and faced Wilmington State. They got an easy dub, 65-40. The Bulldogs are now 6-1 all time against them. And if y'all don't remember, last year when these two teams faced, Bulldogs blew them out, 73-30, out the water, blew them out, easy dub. But back to the game this year, I would say Bowie State really got the W because of the second quarter. Bowie outscored them 19-3 in the second quarter. And I was watching this game. It was Maya Smith. Maya Smith, she was going ham this quarter. Like, she went bananas. She had 10 points. She shot 4 for 4 from the field and 2 for 2 from deep. They cannot guard her. She got a few fast break points because the Bulldogs, they was playing great defense this quarter. They forced 7 turnovers. So some of those turnovers led to fast break points that Maya got. But she still, had 10 points, shot 4 for 4 from the field and 2 for 2 from deep. So that second quarter really won them the game. As well as those turnovers, they played good on-ball defense as well, as Wilmington shot 1 for 10 in the second quarter from the field. Maya, she finished the game in total with 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 steals. Then after that game, they went on to face the University of the District of Columbia. I'm going to say DC University. Okay, that's too much. And the Bulldogs lost that game 73-98. Now, when I was watching this game, I said, "Oh, the Bulldogs, they got this." Because they started the first quarter off strong. They was up 12-9. I didn't say they got this. I said this gonna be a good game. Like, this might be a buzzer beater type of game, To the first quarter, they was up 12-9. Next thing you know, like I said, I'm at work, so I got the game in my ear. I might not look at it all the time, but after looking at the score, be 12-9. Customers came in. I got to working with the customers. I go back to my phone screen. I look down. The score is 28-42 in the second quarter. The Bulldogs are down. How did it go from 12-9 to 28-42? But they kept on cutting that lead down and down. They kept on cutting the deficit down to single digits, back to 10 points, to 8 points, to 7 points. That's when after Bowie State going to run to make it like an 8-point game, DC University, they go on their run to make it back to double digits. But I would say that the last chance that the Bulldogs had to really come back was in the second quarter. No, it was in the third quarter at the 5-minute and 34-second mark. The Bulldogs were down by 7 points. The score was 53-60. And let me tell you how their next possessions went all the way up to the minute and 19 second mark. You ready? Turnover, missed shot, turnover, missed shot, 2 missed free throws, missed shot, 2 more missed free throws, and another missed shot. They had like 12 possessions and scored no points. It wasn't like 12 possessions and 12 turnovers. No, 12 possessions and 12 shot attempts. Well, maybe like 10 shot attempts because they shot free throws as well. So 12 possessions and like 10 shot attempts. That's when four free throws. 0 for 10, 0 for 4 from the free throw line. 0 for 10 from the field, 0 for 4 from the free throw line. And it's not like DC University was scoring every time they touched the ball. Because no, they were struggling to score as well. DC only scored like 4 points and they scored 4 points in that time span to make that lead to make their lead back to 11 versus 7 points, right? So like for a whole 4 minutes of the game, from the 5-minute mark to the 1 minute mark, the Bulldogs were struggling. I was disgusted. Like I said, I didn't watch the game live. I was at work, so I couldn't, I was dealing with customers. When I'm about to go watch some film, I almost threw up. I was disgusted watching that 4-minute drought. After that, I turned the game off. I didn't watch the rest of the fourth quarter. No, I turned it off. But at the 1 minute and 19 mark, the Bulldogs, they made 2 free throws, finally. But that was their like last points of the third quarter. And the other team, the DC team, they went on to score 5 more points to take a 71-55 lead. And the rest is history. The Bulldogs, they got outscored 18-27 in the fourth quarter. So like I said, it was really that third quarter drought for like the 4 minutes, from the 5-minute mark to the 1 minute mark. Actually, from the 5-minute mark to the end of the quarter. Because like I said, they only hit 2 free throws in 5 minutes. They shot 2 for 6 from the free throw. I think it was 2 for 6 from the free throw line. And like 0 for something from the field in that 4 or 5 minutes. I was disgusted. I was. But on a good note, Anaya Harris, well, kind of a good note, Anaya Harris, she had 24 points. But she shot 9 for 20 from the field and 0 for 4 from deep. On a good note, Sanaa Jackson, she had 18 points as she shot 10 for 10 from the free throw line. She was hitting her free throws. But the team as a whole, yikes. But next, the Lady Bulldogs, this Tuesday, they take on Shepherd University. And one thing to take note of is that they will be playing in at Shepherd home court. I say take note of that because these two teams, they played 4 times. Bowie won 2 games and Shepherd won 2 games. The 2 games Bowie State won was 2 games at home on the AC Jordan Arena court. The 2 games Shepherd won was 2 games on Shepherd home court. So, it seems like home court advantage is a real thing when it comes to this series. So, hey, that might be something to take note of. Like I said, Bowie State will be playing away. Shepherd will be playing at home. So, based off history, looks like Shepherd going to win. But we'll see. On to the men's basketball. The men's basketball team is also 2-2 this season. They beat Millersville on Wednesday, 83-73. They handed Millersville their first win of the season. They came into that game undefeated off a blowout victory their recent game. They was on all 10s. But Bowie State, they shut that down. Got a dub, 83-73. Handed Millersville their first L of the season. And their first L to a CIAA team this season. Because Millersville's first 2 games were a win against CIAA teams. Then Bowie State said, not on my watch. But this wasn't, really a perfect game for the Bulldogs. But I think the positives outweighed the negatives by like 200 pounds. Their defense, it looked good. Players was watching passing lanes. Due to them watching passing lanes, they was getting steals. They was playing great on-ball defense, forcing the other team to throw sloppy passes that ended up going out of bounds. Or like the player fumbled the ball, couldn't catch it, dropped it, steal. So great on-ball defense, great passing lane defense, great defense. Baby Shaq, which I remember I said that's my player to watch for this season, aka Jimmy Soroki. He looked like a toddler Shaq in his game on defense, and that's a compliment. That's not an insult. Compliment. He didn't look like real Shaq. I want to say he looked like baby Shaq. He looked like a toddler Shaq this game. I say that because he had a season high. He had 3 blocks this game. And he did some stuff that didn't show up on the stat sheet, like contesting layups, making it difficult for Millersville to make layups. He contested some shots from like the perimeter. I remember he was in the paint, and somebody got the ball. He was on defense, sitting in the paint. Somebody got the ball in the corner. He like forward sprinted, jumped to contest the jump shot in the corner, and they missed. So like I said, that don't show up on the stat sheet. But I see that. I see that taller Shaq. I see you. I got you. But he did stuff that didn't show up on the stat sheet. He looked pretty good this game. He wasn't really there offensively, but on defense, he was doing his thing. It was funny. He's in my communication class. I always saw him with like basketball stuff on. I didn't know who he was until I heard his name in class. That's funny. But anywho, Mark Bradshaw, he was him offensively this game, and defensively he was him. He led the team on defense with 4 steals. He led the team on offense with 28 points. And 28 points is his all-time high here at Bowie State. I think last season he had like 24 points. Now he got 28 points. That's his all-time high. And like I said, it wasn't no inefficient jump shot. It wasn't no inefficient 28 points. It was super efficient. He shot 11 for 14 from the field, 5 for 7 from deep, 1 for 2 from the line. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It was some shots this game. Once again, I was at work watching this game. And some shots I wasn't able to see all 14 shots, but some shots that I did see, I was like, what the? And before I could finish the sentence, the ball went in. Like this game, he was just feeling it. Every shot, like almost every shot he took went in. No matter how dumb the shot was, he could have had 5 people on him, and the shot still went in. Like that's how hot he was this game. He was feeling himself. Caleb Johnson, like I said, Mark, he was the only one doing stuff this game. Caleb Johnson, he also had a great game. He was close to a triple-double. He had 21 points. He shot 5 of 10 from the field and 10 of 10 from the free throw line. He had 11 rebounds and 9 assists. He could have got a triple-double because like he was still in the game like with like the last few seconds. But he decided to be a sport. He decided to have sportsmanship and dribble the ball out. He better than me because me, I would do a lob. I would do a dot to somebody. Give me my triple-double. He better than me. Better man than I am. Kyrie Freeman Davis. He also dropped a 20-piece nugget. Well, he almost dropped a 20-piece nugget. He had 18 points. That would have been 3 Bulldogs who scored 20 points. I don't know how long it's been since that happened. But I know for sure that didn't happen last season, like in a game. So far, based off the first 4 games, I would say that this team is looking better than they did last year. Just off of 4 games. But we'll see how the rest of the season go. After that game, the Bulldogs then faced DC University, like the Lady Bulldogs, and they lost 67-68. And this was a heartbreaking loss, like totally. Like, I went to go watch like the last few minutes of the game. I almost teared up because that the Bulldogs was up 67-66 with 6 seconds left in the game. Right, they was up and they was passing the ball inbound, and they somehow lost the game with 6 seconds left. You passing the ball inbound, like you got possession of the ball, passing the ball inbound. You're up with 6 seconds and you lose. Let me tell y'all how. So right, they was passing the ball inbound, turned it over. After they turned the ball over, it was unintentionally, but they fouled the other team. They sent that team, after that foul, the team got sent to the free throw line. The player hit both free throws. University of DC up 67-66. No, 68-67. My fault. DC's up 68-67. The final play of the game. There's still 6 seconds left in the game. But the Bulldogs decided to take a deep 3 that hit nothing but backboard. Now, it was Mark Bradshaw that took the 3. He's the best shooter on the team. But you're down by 1 point. You could have did anything else and had a better outcome. You could have took a mid-range shot, drive to the paint, take a 2. Like, This Steph Curry effect, man. I'm telling you, if this was like 2012, he would not have took a three. I'm gonna say 2013, because Steph Curry started popping in like 2015, 2014. If this was 2013, he would not have taken the three. The Steph Curry effect, like y'all was down by 1 point. 1 point with 6 seconds left. They could have rushed up court. They had to pass the ball in behind the half court. It wasn't a half court offense. It was a full court offense. They could have rushed down. Took a layup, possibly got fouled or something. Anything is better than taking a deep three and hitting the side of the backboard. Anything. I'm sorry. Call me a hater, whatever you want to call me. It was a tough loss. It was heartbreaking, but that last offensive play was low IQ. Low IQ. The men Bulldog, they also face Shepherd University next. They face them on Saturday. Like I said, the volleyball team made the CIAA playoff tournament for the first time since 2019. But before I get to their playoff game, shout out to Tristan Kerr and Nina Edwards. Kerr was named the Defensive Player of the Week for last week, as she had 41 digs and 5 aces. And Edwards was named Rookie of the Week last week, as she had 27 kills in the 3 games they played last week. She also had 11 blocks and 6 digs. Now, the team, they faced the number 1 seed in the first round of the playoffs. And when I saw who they was going against, I kind of knew the outcome. I knew the Bulldogs was going to lose. They ended up facing Shaw University, the same team that went 18-0 against conference this season and went 27-5 overall. Before last game, the Bulldogs was on a 10-game losing streak to Shaw University. And in this game, they swept the Bulldogs. No. Earlier this season, they swept the Bulldogs. So they was on a 10-game win streak against the Bulldogs. And when the Bulldogs faced them this season, they swept the Bulldogs. Well, history repeated itself. And this game went exactly how I thought it was going to go. As the Bulldogs got swept once and again, they lost 0-3. Now, this team should look better next year. Because keep in mind, this whole roster was basically freshmen. You had like 13 freshmen on it. 13 players that never played together, got no team chemistry. Like, team chemistry can build over this season. But they had a full season together, and now one more, off season. Look at the San Antonio Spurs. A young team that's struggling. But like after this season, they'll pick it up. Same thing with these Bulldogs. After this season, once one full season of playing together, who's who want the ball where, you get to know your teammates more after a full season playing with them. So I feel like a full off season with this roster, a full off season, and one more full off season with this roster will look 10 times better next year. That's all I gotta say about the volleyball team. I got faith in them next year. I got faith. The bowling team, they're now 12-0 as they went undefeated in the CIAA event that took place last Sunday. They faced Virginia State, Virginia Union, Elizabeth City State, and they won. They beat each team 4 times. They won every game. I think the highest score of the weekend was Tavier Johnson, who had 212 pins against Elizabeth City. Now there was some 170, 190 sprinkled throughout the weekend. But with that being said, actually, that was anything else. Really the bowling team, they did what I thought they was going to do. Went undefeated, 12-0. This is obviously the best team in the CIAA. You could say Fiasco was better than us because they beat us last year, but we're still better than them. Now the bowling team don't take action again until January, so they got the rest of November, December, and early January to get back together, do some more training, do some more practice. But like I said, there was some low 170 and 190s this weekend. So with that being said, I think I can hang with them. Put me a few lanes down from them bowling. Where they bowl, while they're bowling, put me a few lanes down, and my score would be similar to their score. And keep in mind, they got custom balls, they got towels, they got gloves, they got all that. Oh, the bowling alley, it'd be like, oiling their lane before they bowl. And what do I got? A house ball, and that's it. Give me a custom ball, and I'm bowling 200 every game. Like last Sunday, when I went bowling, these two guys beside me, that was blowing me out the water. One was like 74 years old, other one 58. They was scoring 200. One of them scores 222. Like they was from the low 180s to the high the high 180s to the low 200s. That's what. Then I was just in the 120s. That was the scoring range. I was in the 120s. They was in the 200s or high 100s. After one of them bowled a strike, I was like, man, I'm jealous. Like I said to him, I'm jealous. I'm trying to be like y'all. And they was like, we was gonna talk to you before you leave, because all you need is a custom ball. The house ball is holding you back. You got the form down and everything. That's what they said. And that's the same thing my dad be saying. But look, I'm broke. I am not paying $180 for a custom ball. And it's funny that I say that, because come think about it, I've been going bowling for like a good 4 or 5 weeks now, maybe more than that. I probably spent more than $180 in total. But look, I'm not paying $180 for a ball. That's crazy. Like the 58-year-old Mr. Tony, he was like, he got a lot of extra bowling balls in his house. He'll bring one for me next Sunday, meaning today, if his wife let him go bowling. So I text him while I was at work, let him know, hey, I'm about to go bowling tonight, like around 8. Right now it's 7:54, so I'm late. Who cares? Don't forget to bring the ball. He didn't text back. Hopefully he's there with the extra ball, because give me that ball and I'm bowling 200. He was like, I'll probably just have to, pay, I think like $50 or $80 to get the holes we drilled from my fingers. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing that, because he let me use one of his custom balls while we was there last Sunday, and it felt good. And to be honest, I don't know. Like whole time, maybe he's right. Maybe his ball wasn't that good for my fingers. Maybe the hole was too big for my fingers, and I need to get the hole we drilled. But this is how I see it. If my fingers get fit in there, it's good. If my fingers, I mean my ring finger and my middle finger, if these two fingers can fit in the holes, it's good. If it can't fit in there, it's too small. Like a 6-pound ball or the 8-pound ball. No, the 6-pound ball, too small. Come on, my fingers can't fit in it. But my fingers can fit in the 8-pound ball, the 10-pound ball, the 12-pound ball, and so on. So those are good, right? I don't care if it can fit in there and it has like little to no space. It's still good to me. Just give me a ball that my fingers can fit in, a custom ball that my fingers can fit in, and I'm bowling 200 every game. Simple. So with that being said, hopefully he's up there today. If he is, he bowled the ball for me. Y'all will see me out there bowling 200. I'll probably go on Instagram Live and show off. I'm that good. I told y'all I was going to go live. I told y'all this was directly after I got done filming the episode. Went straight to the bowling alley. This was no custom ball, man. This was all house ball. Y'all see right here, my 172-point game or 174-point game. I ended to set off with like a spare and 2 strikes back to back. There goes strike number 1, then strike number 2. Now this next shot you're gonna see, I was pissed, man. I not 1, 2 strikes back to back. But look, this should be another strike. Boom. 9 pins. I was like, bet I can get that. That's easy. But I just missed it, and I got 172. One more thing before I get out of here. The guy did bring me the custom ball, but this game you see right now wasn't with the custom ball. This was still with the house ball. In this game, it's nothing special, really. 166, that's normal for me. But that 4 strikes in a row at the end, come on now. Who do it like me with the house ball? Nobody. Put me beside a bowling team with my own custom ball, I don't need no gloves. I don't need no towel to wipe the ball down, and I don't need the bowling alley to oil my lane before I bowl. Just give me a custom ball in my own lane. I'm putting up godlike numbers. I'm out. Subscribe, leave a like. Have a good night.